Yes, exactly. You are too close to me. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order in our new committee room / council room. And so the deputy is sent her regrets today. And so this is our committee. So first item we have is to approve the minutes of the December 11th, 2018 meeting. Mover?
No, second.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone contrary-minded? Okay, thank you. That was a good there. We've got our first vote underway. Okay, next item, 1.2 website project overview, and that's a verbal update. Ms. Hamilton, okay.
Good afternoon, committee. So this item is to give committee an update on plans to refresh the city's website that have been identified as a priority in 2019. The linkages with Growth Committee is obviously over the development of the population growth framework. The website redesign was identified as a key priority in the population growth framework. Obviously, the website plays a key role in terms of interfacing with citizens on service delivery, but also in terms of the image of our community and connecting with investors and with folks that would relocate to the city. So at an early stage in the website redevelopment process, we wanted to take this opportunity to bring the city's team, IT team and corporate services team in to talk about the plans for the website refresh and really to engage with the Growth Committee on what you see as key priorities in the development of the website. So with that, I'd turn it over to Sarah Ranson, our manager of IT, who will walk us through a very brief presentation on the website design process, and then we would turn it over to Growth Committee to really get your feedback.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, Sarah. Hi. Do you want to just go to the podium for us, or just you're being broadcast around the world? So.
Oh, okay. So I just want to say thanks for having me in today. Even though I'm doing the chatting today, we have a core team that's on our website redesign project. Dave Dobbelstein from Growth, Lisa Casey from Communications, Nancy Moore is our design and marketing expert, and we have Danielle Mackin from Customer Service, myself from IT, as well as Troy McGraw is our web designer in the IT department. So I'll quickly go over some of the themes that we got to in our research, and then just I mostly want to hear your thoughts on the new website. So I'll quickly go through that, and feel free to ask me any questions if there's something you want to know that I don't touch on, because I wanted to focus on getting your feedback for the new website. So first we'll talk about some of our research themes. I'll introduce you some of the work by our designer that we've selected through an RFP process, and then I thought we could discuss vision and hear your thoughts. So when we asked, we got a workshop together with people from across the organization, 2 or 3 people from each service area, and we asked them to define how they wanted their website, how they wanted users of the website to feel. What was a user experience? And they said friendly, helpful, easy to navigate, simple, searchable, and mobile friendly. And when we asked what should the website do, the feedback was to provide relevant, up-to-date information, promote the city, use videos and pictures and mapping to make the website a place to learn about the city, and also follow the open data concept. We also did a citizen survey, and the themes were quite similar. Their themes were, first one was better user experience, and they said easier to use, modernize it, it should be responsive, accessible, easier to read, less stuff to sort through to get to what they were looking for, and also improve the content. So some people said, remove the junk, make it relevant to citizens, tourists, and newcomers, and that kind of echoed the employee workshop. The third theme was more interactive and real time, so use social media more, notifications for emergency news, anything from the street is closed to there's an emergency, this is where your warming shelters are, that kind of thing. They really like the webcams. They want to keep those and improve them if possible. They also wanted a self-service feature, so they didn't want to come into City Hall to pay something. They wanted to be able to do it online. They wanted to be able to report work online. They wanted to be able to book a facility online. That feedback shaped our RFP process when we went out looking for a vendor. And so what I'd like to do now is show you some of the work done by Blaze Studios, who is the vendor that we selected. And I'll just take you through the website, and feel free to tell me to click somewhere else if I don't go where you want to see something. And then as you go through the website, if you could kind of note what you like about it, what you don't like about it, something you might do differently, and we'll kind of use that to launch some of our discussion. I thought if you had something to react to, it might help spur the thoughts on what you want to see in the city website. So this is the Town of Riverview site, and you can see it both ways. And this is the work by Blaze Studios. This is one of the examples we reviewed during the RFP process. So it used the moving pictures in the background, and their branding was close to nature, close to perfect. You can see here they have 3 sections: visit Riverview, move to Riverview, open a business. And then they have kind of a news spotlight section, town news, parks and recreation, current conditions. They have just kind of different sound bites on their website. They have their events calendar, Town of Riverview information. I'll show you the town menu. So this is what you see. And across the top they have about the town, and they also do promotional each shop, some news of the events. So we'll just go to about. They did some kind of branding language, like the "Be jealous of our lifestyle, it's natural." That's one of the things that Blaze really stood out from some of the other people that competed in the competition. Was they call it romance language, which is good. And then what's that? Yeah, that's right. And they kind of do like some branding work here. We're a town through and through. And you can click to unique shops, experience the food.
I like the videos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it is. I like that. What's the name for that again, Nancy? The videos, instead of having a still picture, is there a name for that? I forget. Oh, it's just videos, okay. So is there anything in particular that you want me to click on? That you want to see?
Oh, let's see the mayor and council
Okay.
window. Let's see how they got that done.
Okay, so they are over council and committee.
Is this the model that you're leaning towards for us with the city?
Well, we haven't even started design yet. We meet with the designer on Thursday or Friday. Friday, I believe it is, to start talking creative, like the creative vision and like the scope of work. We had some ideas going into it, and based on some of the research we did, we thought a virtual city hall is something that was very much wanted. And our vision statement was just on a customer-centric website that is supports the growth agenda and provides valued service delivery. So we went into it kind of broad, and then to see what possibilities were out there and get feedback from committees like this before we get too far down into the design, and we don't build it until we have the design finalized. So we'll be back with, they call them wireframes, and it's like the website on paper, and then you'll be able to see kind of how we're putting it together. So this is just for general thoughts. What do you want to see today, so that we can take that and put it into the creative brief.
Sarah, can I add?
Sure, go ahead.
So I think one of the good points of the example that Sarah's brought up is you get a real good sense of that community as soon as you look at it. Mm-hmm. So while we might not be looking for, the bars that go this or that, we want something that's going to show us and to our meeting that we had this morning. This is about telling a story or some stories about the city. So, you know, is it going to look like this? Hope not. But is it, hopefully will it, you know, instill the same sort of understanding about what the community is and et cetera? That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're going to get.
Okay.
So I can see cruise ships coming into the harbor, the St. John sign lit up at night, and some Rockwood Park in there. The new playground in your area there, Dominion Park with tree.
Oh, trade it up.
Yeah, stuff like that. That would.
That and more. We're fortunate we have quite a good picture library. We want to focus on the living aspect of it too. So we also do one of the focuses, and sorry, Sarah, but one of the things that we are sort of wanting to explore a little bit is neighborhoods that aren't necessarily the uptown. So the uptown is beautiful, but we have all sorts of other neighborhoods, and so there's a number of experiences in the city. That is what we're hoping to show as many of them as we can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's more to St. John than uptown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the
City
other.
market. You all know the city market, they get all the exposure. I think you're absolutely right. The rest of the neighborhoods where people actually live.
We also have been kicking around the idea with the growth, with Dave on the growth committee, that to do like a My Neighborhood feature, so you can put in your postal code and find out when your garbage being collected. Also a way to showcase the neighborhoods, and if I was to move to the city, what would this neighborhood look like? What does that neighborhood look like? So we talked about that.
Can you go into one more further on,
Sure.
like, as examples with the town councilors? I'm interested in how they're putting that on there. Okay, not really better than ours.
Just like ours, then.
It's like ours, really. Except ours, now I suppose when you click on their names, that's when you get the description on each one? Okay, yeah.
I think you raise a good point. There's a lot about our website that's actually pretty good, and people just don't realize how much is there. You can go on any page and put in a service request, and it goes right to the right person. So there's a lot of good things in our website.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, Ray, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of just being informal.
No problem. I just, Lisa, did you want to speak?
The sticker was coming off.
Okay, no problem.
Do you want us to like actually?
No, go ahead, Ray.
I was gonna ask, do we have any idea, like, as you mentioned, there's the residents. We're not gonna go to the website as much because we know what's here, as an example. And then you get people who might want to go on it because they're looking to pay stuff, right? So I'm wondering, do we have any breakdown of who's hitting what? Like, if you looked at 1,000 people who clicked on that website last month, how many of them live here and how many of them don't, as an example?
We did some high-level Google Analytics on our website before we wrote our RFP, and mostly people were accessing the website to look at the events calendar, apply for jobs, St. John Transit, the bus schedules, and those were consistently the top 3. During this process with Blaze, we're going to do a more in-depth look at our Google Analytics to see like what are people looking for, I don't know how to do it because I'm not the Google expert, but you can even find out like if people kind of abandon the page, they obviously didn't find what they were looking for. So we did the citizen survey as well, and they were very much saying, I want one-stop shopping to be able to pay a bill or report a pothole or anything like that. So that's when we started talking about the virtual city hall. So you have one place, and they kind of do it on this one. If I can find it, the town menu.
I like the
They
color
have the
schemes
town.
they've got on this one.
Yeah.
Stuff really pops at you.
Yes, it's very.
Now, did you pick Riverview because as opposed to picking Fredericton because Riverview's got a really, really good one, or?
The reason I'm showing you Riverview rather than Fredericton, because Blaze actually did both, but Fredericton was based more on a Google search feature, and that wasn't recommended as an approach for us. So I thought I'd show the Riverview one.
So what kind of feedback area do they have? If people want to, you said that they can request service, but is there an area for comments and feedback?
When we did the survey? or?
On this website,
Oh, on this website?
do they have the feedback there?
They have contact information, and so they have their social media feeds up at the top here, and then they have the contact us, and that's what they display.
Yeah, that's good, contact us, it's like a shortcut,
Yeah, that's right.
right to the heart of it, what you're looking for.
Yeah. And they break it up into like emergencies versus public works, like they kind of they lay your options out there all on one screen. So.
So that you can't see feedback though, right?
So what do you mean by feedback? Like you want like someone like Budget Simulator, for example, or is that what you were thinking of? Feedback in that way?
I mean, if somebody says, look, I got an idea of a new pothole mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it online. People can't see that feedback,
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
right?
Yeah, I didn't see anything on this site like this, but it's like, would you mind writing it, starting our
Sure.
notes? Thank you.
It has a really incredible public engagement.
That's what I'm
section of
looking
their
for, public
website
engagement
where you
feedback.
submit ideas, so if maybe there's an opportunity for us to look at that as a
Mhm.
project team, because this is Riverviews, it doesn't mean it's gonna be St. John's.
Right.
So we have the ability to do better. Yeah, it's a public engagement, it's neat to check it out.
Yeah.
And that My Neighborhood feature is on, other municipalities have too, so it's quite interactive.
So I only have about 3 more minutes. Is there anything,
So-
I had the 2 questions. Oh, go
I have a
ahead.
couple of questions, or a
Sure.
couple of comments, I guess. I'm trying to filter my thoughts, so I'm not trying to, I don't want to be the sort of aggressive guy. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what the strategy is. I don't know what our goals are. I don't know what the outcomes are. I don't know how it fits together with a pending branding and communication strategy. I don't know how it's going to fit together with a multi-channeled social media strategy. You know, I think we need to get that right first and have some discussion about that comprehensive plan and strategy, and then get into the details of how it's going to come to life. I thought I certainly expressed that concern. We've issued an RFP. I just don't know. So I don't know, I can't comment because I mean, I like what I see, but I don't know if that's going to serve us. I don't know if it's going to meet our goals. I don't know how it fits together. I don't know how it's going to serve us over the next 5 years. So for me, I'd rather see a higher level presentation of strategy and outcomes and be debating, you know, or not debating, but adding to that. What do we want to achieve, and how is this piece of a communications tool going to do that, and how is it going to fit together with all of our other pieces? But what are our goals? Are we looking to enhance, you know, customer experience? Are we looking to enhance customer engagement? Are we that's the piece that I'm not saying I mean, I like what I'm seeing visually. I just don't know. You know, I don't know what's in or what's out in the ideas we're tossing around. Like, I'd like to see a more complete plan first, and then debate that, and then leave it to the experts to go and put that together, but against strategy and outcomes and goals and what are we going to achieve.
So what we do owe you is a strategic communications plan with everything that you just mentioned, Your Worship, within that strategic communications plan. And it will be everything from, what's our brand? What does council feel comfortable supporting as our brand? And then once we've decided that, well, how do we market that brand? All that is owed to you. We have not done that work yet because we don't have the team in place yet to do that work. We need a strategic comms advisor, and we need participation from all the various organizations. That is coming. My concern is I don't believe we ought to wait on this for too long, because web design itself will take some time. So much more than content, if we get just the usability and the design of the website correct in terms of what we want as features, etc., and start working on that now, by the time we have that strategic comms plan in place, we can then fill the content on the web design. If we wait, then this is just going to be delayed even further, and this will be a very valuable tool to communicate that comm strategy once we actually have it. So yes, we absolutely owe you that. We are nowhere near ready to provide that to you at this point in time.
Yeah, so it's on the agenda as a verbal update. You know, like in fairness, I mean, like it's on as a verbal update. And then we're in an interactive sort of what do we think, what do we like? I mean, I got lots of thoughts and lots of ideas. I'm not sure I can articulate them in the 3 minutes we have left. You've gotten some good feedback from members here. How does it fit together? What's the timeline? What's the budget? I don't know. I mean, and do we have the right providers? I mean, assume so. I mean, you went through an RFP process. So I guess I'm feeling, just as one guy, just speaking for myself, pretty blind, frankly. We've not had any in-depth, that I can recall, any in-depth briefing on, other than that we're working on a new virtual City Hall project, which I'm 1,000% supporter of. I just, you know, I guess if this is our feedback opportunity and the project's moving ahead, then I guess I'd want to have a bit of time to provide you some written feedback.
Okay.
Sorry, Councillor McKenzie?
Yeah, down here somewhere.
Yeah, Reardon, I think. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, one of the things that I think really hits home with me is community-minded, okay? I heard just even this morning, you know, like the simplest things, whether it be filling a pothole, putting up a stop sign, whatever it is, it seems like there's so much red tape and arguments about it, you know? Like, well, there's a process for that, process. And I think what we need to do is we need to say, hey, we're community-minded. If the community needs a stop sign or wants a pothole filled, here's how we do it, and let's get it done. Those are easy fixes, right? And save the, I guess, the arguments or the strategies and all that stuff for the high-level stuff, the big issues, right? I think that on a website like this, whether it be somebody wanting to move to St. John or somebody saying this is a school zone, they need a speed bump, right? They need to be able to have some feedback, and we've got to show that we're listening to them. We're community-minded. That's, in my opinion, that's the place to do it. And if it's difficult to do, then it's useless.
Yeah, so I think, again, so at a high level, live, work, play. Yes, city, but less city emphasis and more, sort of the live, work, play components in my mind. The enhancements to customer service, as Councillor McKenzie is mentioning. Are we going to have the analytics and tools built in? Are we going to drive customer service here instead of a telephone call? Will it automatically analyze and break down the calls by category? You know, like, I think there's tremendous opportunity to take our customer service and customer experience, citizen, by interchangeable for me, citizen being customer. I think there's a tremendous opportunity to enhance. I'm just, and I'm not trying to be the, but I just don't know where we're going. I'm not, you know, and I'm very passionate about the customer service component, and I think this tool is where we should be investing. You know, in fact, I'd replace all of our paper brochures and documents and all those things with a green online strategy. But I'm not clear how the pieces of the puzzle are fitting together. And is this our one swing at the bat? And then we're going to have a new website in a month or two, or I don't know. I'm unclear on what the process is.
We'll come back to you with a better update briefing.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else, Blake? Anything no. Okay.
I'd like the white paper on the front of ours.
What's that?
Every Monday I talk about fair taxation, and people have to punch in white paper, and I don't think they know. So if they could put something like, and I call it fair taxation, but actually it's the white paper.
Right.
So I got to redo, but I mean, they still got to punch in. That's my fault. So starting this next council, it'll be white paper, I say, and then look at the fair taxation and all that. So, but if we could have a front and center, because it's part of the sustainability, maybe right on the front page, instead of clicking in or writing in on the search thing. That's all I can suggest.
Yeah, so did you know, or policy, or something that's easy to find key documents and positioning. Yeah. So okay. So thank you for the work, and mean to bring sour milk to Cheerios. That's not what I'm intending to do here. I just, I'm really personally very passionate about this project, and I'm feeling a little bit lost, so thank you. Okay, thanks. Receive and file for today, I guess. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any contrary-minded? Not seeing any. Thank you. Okay, and last item, 1.3, rescheduling March growth meeting, verbal discussion. Is that to you, Mr. Millette, in the solicitor's seat, I think?
So we have next regular scheduled growth committee meeting is on the 5th of March, and we understand that that's during March break. So we've identified a replacement date, but it's the will of the committee to choose if they wanted to continue on with the March 5th meeting, or the replacement date would be on the 19th, same time as a regularly scheduled. So we wanted input from the committee before that change was made.
Okay.
So you're saying that it's not going to be on the 5th?
No, we have a replacement date. We can continue on the 5th, but we understand that it's during March break. So if you already have plans during March break and you can't make it, if you can make it, that's great, and we just keep the same date, and we
So what about staff? I mean,
So
That's what I was concerned.
I'm fine for the 5th, but there might be staff that have
Staff
plans.
have more children than us.
So 3 weeks or 5 weeks out, and so there's that consideration. There's committee, a very considerative committee of staff, and then the other consideration for me is meeting content and meat on the bone and driving this incredibly important. So
From a selfish perspective, I would try to, or wish to try to reduce the amount of engagement, meetings, et cetera, during March break week. A lot of the staff would like to take it off, and if we can facilitate that by doing things like moving growth committee, and it's not the only thing we're taking a look at for that week, we're taking a look at everything, then that would be helpful to the staff. Not a requirement, we can forge ahead, but it would certainly be helpful.
okay, so if committee, are you okay to the 19th? then?
Personally, I have no problem, because
Okay.
my schedule's
Okay.
good, but I mean, it's more staff. We're moving for staff, not, I think everybody here is pretty free, but
Well, I work
Kids.
on the 19th, but whether I'm here or not, I'm okay. So,
What's,
Okay.
is the 12th still March break then?
no, the proposed new date is the 19th, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so,
12's out, obviously.
so I can't do the 19th, I could come on the 20th, provided it's in the afternoon, or the
But-
21st, or Friday the 22nd.
Is there a reason why the 12th wasn't the next date and the 19th was?
I think just because it followed a council meeting, for one, I don't know what else is going on on the 12th,
Well, I thought that's what we did, Kelly. I thought,
but we usually try to schedule on the off week.
on the
also.
off week?
Yeah.
Oh,
And the
okay.
19th was initially our third date, the PAC was also scheduled on the 19th, but they moved their meeting to the 26th, so the 19th is kind of free
Okay.
now, because that was.
I can't do the 20th. We have a develop SJ board meeting. I can do the afternoon of the 21st.
Yeah, I'm wide open on the 21st.
I can
I
do
like
the,
the 12th.
I can do the 12th in the afternoon.
12.
Hold on.
Okay, well, I think
Staff good with 12? I like when we, because everything on council week for us is
There was
busy,
this-
so we're booked anyway.
there's a pre-existing kind of tradition that we had, which was that we got feedback from growth committee members in the past that it felt pretty taxing to have a long meeting for council followed by potentially another long meeting with growth the following day. So that's why we'd
Fair
schedule
ball.
in the
That's-
off dates.
that's a
Okay,
fair
so could-
comment. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
do you want to take away and look and see if we can make
Yeah.
the 12th work?
Yep.
And then we can just book something through the calendar?
Yep.
Okay.
We just wanted your feedback.
You can make the 12th, Ray?
I can make the 12th, yes.
Okay, and assume
Afternoon, I can't do morning, it's gotta be afternoon.
okay, and assume the deputy's back. She's not gone for a month or anything.
She's laying on the beach right now, I'm sure
Okay.
they're all taking pictures. TMZ tonight.
So is it fair to say 12th afternoon as first preference, we'll confirm availability? And if we cannot achieve quorum, then we're looking at the 21st? Is that what we're saying?
Afternoon, yep.
But is there a council meeting on the 11th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, we really wanna do a.
Well, that's what Phil just said, right?
That's why we had the 19th originally, but you weren't able to make it.
No, but I could do the 28th or the 21st or the 22nd.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't wanna come in here all night at a
Okay.
council meeting, then come back again tomorrow for.
21st afternoon, Blake and John?
I'm good.
Okay.
Whatever you
You good,
want.
Blake? Because we have water steering committee until about noon, so we could do one-ish, or, okay.
21st, that's a Thursday.
Yeah.
That's a Thursday.
What time? What do you think?
Afternoon, so 1:30 probably?
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Ray? Okay, Kelly, you get that noted? Yeah, great. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we'll adjourn our open, and we're going to go, are we staying here?
Into the committee.
We're going into the committee room for closed. Okay, thank you.